What if you could fight against bullying? Now, everyone, close your eyes. How many of you have ever been bullied? How many have seen someone else be bullied?
I am sure that at one point many of you have experienced bullying firsthand or have seen someone else being bullied either in school or on TV. In all reality, we know that bullying is wrong, but why do we continue with our bad habits?
6 years ago, I myself was bullied every day. At the time, I just moved to a new town and was officially a middle school student. My first year in a new school was horrific due to the fact that I was tormented by others constantly. Unfortunately, I was not the only one under these circumstances, and other students were being bullied by the same group of girls. Bullies would call me names, play pranks, and throw things at me for fun. Although it is a tough few years as a child, I did not let it get to me and decided to stand up for myself and other victims.
Today we would like to talk about bullying. We need to stop bullying. We will show you what you can do to help and how others in the future will benefit from anti-bullying protests.
I will begin by telling you about the different kinds of bullying. Bullying can be seen all around the world, but it could also be seen right here in the United States or even in your own neighborhood.
The problem is that individuals are unaware of how bullying affects people for the rest of their lives. Did you know that 1 in 6 students is regularly bullied? Many students and young adults do not know much about bullying and how to stop bullying. Bullying comes in different forms such as intimidation, social alterations, physical, verbal, indirect, and cyberbullying. Signs of these types of bullying can include injuries, lost items, destruction of personal property, feeling sick, difficulty sleeping, loss of friends, dropping school grades, and self-harming.
Bullying can affect people in dangerous ways, mainly health-wise. It can bring about long-term illnesses like depression, anxiety, and feelings of loneliness. A year ago, a young boy named Julian House was found dead in his room after he committed suicide by hanging. Julian was 12 years old, bullied by a group of boys who would call him weird and different. Parents, students, and neighbors were shocked to hear about the tragic occurrence and were afraid to admit they could have done something to prevent it.
The importance of anti-bullying is decrease the numbers of suicides and self-harm in our schools. Not only does it affect people at the time of bullying, but it affects the way they grow up as a person.
According to the National Education Association, 2.1 million students are bullies, and they bully an approximation of 2.7 children. According to a school leadership article in 2012, about 32% of middle school and high school students are physically abused, and 59% are verbally abused. And in a survey performed by Massachusetts schools, results showed that 15.8% of students reported cyberbullying, and 25.9% reported school bullying in the past 12 months.
You may ask yourself, who is affected? The act of bullying is not targeted to a specific individual or group of peoples, but affects anyone who faces it. Anyone, whether female, male, young, old, religious, or non-religious, can experience the tortures of bullying. Students tend to bully those who are shy, small, easily influenced, and new. Many students bully because it gives them a sense of power, like they rule the school.
On the other hand, most bullying is due to racial difference, different gender, religious or sexual preference, and this can be seen with the story of Phoebe. Phoebe Prince, a 15-year-old Irish immigrant, was a young victim of bullying. She was a new student in a new country and was constantly badgered with hateful words and threats by students of her local high school. Phoebe was a shy girl who never seemed to get the full high school experience after she committed suicide in January of 2010. Phoebe has become another victim of bullying, and many more have unfortunately followed in her footsteps.
I am sure that you can clearly see the need to stop bullying. The majority of the people you meet have admitted to being bullied, being the bully, or witnessing bullying at least once in their lives. Although many of you may wonder what we as college students can do to help stop bullying. Let us tell you a few things that we can all do to make a change.
Here are a few things that you can do to ensure that we fight against bullying. Speak up and never keep quiet if someone's life or even your own is possibly at risk. There's a simple solution that can be used, which is something to say. To say something.
First, grab an adult like a parent, teacher, or counselor. Second, you can start your own school club to raise awareness. Get together a group of students who are being bullied or against it to open a new club in your local school. Then, ask an adult who is able to sponsor and supervise the organization you are trying to set up. Also, come up with a set of rules in which students in the club would have to follow to ensure that everyone is safe and comfortable.
You can see that with this plan, it is possible for individuals to find a way to decrease or even eliminate bullying in our society. Now, let's take a look at what can happen if you choose to fight for a cause or if you choose to sit back and watch things get worse.
Anti-bullying can benefit everyone because it saves lives and raises awareness. If you do fight against bullying, then many lives will be spared. We now know that most of the time, bullying leads to suicide and self-harm. Thus, if we stop bullying, then we stop all of this pain. Many students right this minute are being bullied, but are too afraid to speak up and sadly might end up like the stories of Julian or Phoebe. Bullying victims can be anyone, even our neighbors, friends, and our own siblings. You would not want this for anyone you cared about now, would you? Taking action will make students feel safe, loved, and like they have a purpose in this world.
Deciding not to take action will solve nothing. Inaction will allow for students to continue their teasing, threats, hatred, and physical abuse against innocent children. This will potentially lead students to not getting a good education, self-harm, feeling lost, unsafe, and worthless.
As you can see, being against bullying is very important in today's world because it has become the main cause for teen suicide. Today, we have told you about all of the different types of bullying that students experience on a regular basis. Also, why young adults take on a mission to bully other students. Lastly, what we can do to save all the lives at risk.
What if someone you love was being bullied and you didn't even know about it? Imagine a friend, sibling, or family member in that kind of situation and getting to the point where they feel hopeless and have thoughts of suicide or harming themselves. Think about all the people you could save.
In our final remarks, we want to leave everyone with a sense of strength in which they can make a difference in their community, simply by doing one thing: speaking up.
Thank you for listening. I'm Sean, this is Andrea. Remember, stop bullying. Bullying is bad. Good night, everybody.
Good night.